okay? Is this okay? Is this okay? Okay. If you are overthinking your purpose, watch this. So, following your heart is going to help you overcome your fear. Hi, and welcome to my vlog. This is my first vlog, and today we're gonna be talking about something very, very, very important. So, if you are overthinking your purpose, watch this. Following your heart is going to help you overcome your fear. It's going to help you overcome doubt because you understand that following your heart means that you do what you want to do regardless of the fucking outcome. You go for it. You are going to do it, right? That is the best way you are going to attract and become magnetic. To attract people into your life, when you start following your heart, that is, if you want to go out with someone, you are going out because you want to go out with that person, not because you are expecting that person to give you something in return. You are expecting that person's validation, but when you start making it about someone else other than what you want, that is what blocks out from attracting and becoming magnetic. I want to help you guys attract. I want to teach you guys on how to attract, and the best way to do that is by following your heart and by doing things that you want to do, by putting yourself out there, even though it can be a little bit of scary, it can cause anxiety, but there are many times when I experience anxiety, and before I call someone, I know I have a challenge with actually getting out my solitude and putting myself out there. So even though I know I'm going to experience nervousness, I still do it. I step into it. I lean into it. I don't run away from it because I'm training my mind to experience a little bit of discomfort. And the more and more your mind experiences that discomfort, your mind is going to learn to associate this as an opportunity to learn instead of a way to escape, and to not, oh, I wanna do this, but I'm scared, and you never do it. It's about actually doing it, even because the more you do it, the more you're training your mind how to overcome that fear and doubt. You see, every time I have experienced a really bad situation, that bad situation was a domino effect, and it actually led me closer to my desire. Everything that occurs to you, you have to start learning how to see everything that occurs to you as a blessing. I've learned that the secret to manifestation is about embracing. It's about embracing all things, all experiences as a blessing, as abundance, and that to me is an abundance mindset. I believe now more than ever that you have all the capabilities to attract everything that you ask for. The problem is that when I actually start manifesting and learning about manifestation, was that under the idea that manifestation was all about getting what you want, but manifestation is also about attracting desires that you do not want in order for you to actually understand what is it that you really want, right? I said a lot and that sounded confusing, but when you are manifesting, you will attract desires that you do not want to attract. And if you can learn how to use those experiences as sort of like a confirmation that you are on the path of attracting everything that you want, and that is when something unfortunate happens to you. Instead of complaining as to why that happened to you, learning how to energy shift in that same exact moment. So allow yourself to become very present with that experience. Learn how to shift your perception about the experience. Instead of telling yourself, why is this happening to me, I have learned that there is a reason why this is happening to me, and I am, instead of running away from it, I'm gonna lean into these experiences, and the better and the more clarity I will find. And usually when you are attracting a desire that you didn't want to attract, the reason why you attracted the desire is because there is either something that you have not yet transcended, that is probably an emotion that you have not released from the body. And what will happen if you will attract undesirable circumstances, so that you can get in tune with those feelings, get in tune with those emotions, and you finally release them and align yourself, right, with the reality that you want. It's very easy to feel joy when when everything is going the way you want it to go, but if you truly are a reality creator, you will understand that just how everything flows. There will also be moments where everything pours, and it's about finding those moments when it is pouring, and leaning into those moments to see the beauty of those moments, so that you find gratitude even when you are experiencing the worst case scenario that is occurring into your life. If you are someone that can train your mind to start finding gratitude in what you have right now, you are someone that can train your mind to continuously practice being present in the now. What will eventually happen is that you will energetically align yourself. You start attracting opportunities effortlessly. And the secret formula to manifesting is right now. It's being in the now, finding gratitude. Even when you are having a bad day, find gratitude. Say thank you. Thank you for allowing me to actually have one of these days. It's normal for me to have this whole idea of having to be perfect and positive all the time is going to hold you back. I have to admit, there were so many moments in my life when I hated the fact that when I wanted to act positive, had to kept being positive. What was actually happening was I was building a lot of resentment, right? And I wasn't actually allowing the energy to release from my body, from actually releasing these emotions that actually ended up not allowing me to energetically align myself to attract what I wanted to attract. Back in October, I met a woman, which means when I met her, I was actually on my way to the spa. And this is why I truly believe, if you want to become more magnetic, you have to prioritize yourself, prioritize your well-being, and do the things that really excites you, and do the things that your heart wants to do. That day I wanted to actually invest in a skincare product, and I went and I followed my heart and did what I wanted to do, prioritizing myself. And by doing this, I aligned myself, right, in the quantum field. I entered the quantum field by putting myself out there, entering, and actually talking action towards what it is that I really wanted to do. So I ended up going to a spa. I sat down, waiting outside, and while I was waiting, there was a woman sitting down in the same couch, and she didn't say a word to me. In fact, she took 30 minutes to observe me and kind of get the feeling that I finally asked me a question before I met her. And so why I attracted her was because I wanted to share more information and more knowledge with you all about manifestation, and somehow I couldn't find something to share with you. So I had to attract her for her to give me this message. So me and that lady and started talking about how she's also had a very difficult childhood, and in fact she actually had spent quite some time by herself, self-discovering, healing herself, and also in the verge of creating a reality. So a woman that is that I attracted, having to go look for her, I wanted to ask her, what has helped you attract your desires? And she said that I follow my heart, and I always follow my heart. See, I follow my heart every second I can get. And when she said this to me, I had sort of like a aha moment, and where I was like, there's a part of me that isn't truly following my heart. And there was in fact many moments where I wanted to call someone, but I didn't call the person because my mind was thinking it so much. I never actually took the action to call that person. And this is because I tend to be very analytical, because you will find yourself thinking about it, trying to have this perfect sort of approach on how to handle a specific outcome, or whether or not to call someone, or whether or not you should even be the first person to reach out, or in this case, this was my case, right? So I was too into my head about it. And this is one thing that I wanted to share with you all, because once you start attracting and becoming more magnetic, you have to take the risk, you have to take the experiences, and experience a little bit of discomfort. And if you're someone who's so afraid of experiencing a little bit of nervousness or anxiety, I hate to be the person to tell you that you have to experience it, sit with it. And why I believe that following your heart is essentially the best way to manifest was because I didn't follow my heart. I didn't prioritize myself. I would have never met that woman who will then come and tell me the same thing that I've been teaching with you all. And so every time I feel like doing something, I ask myself, do I really want to do this, or am I doing this because of a specific outcome, or experience a specific thing, or to find some answer. If the answer is you really want to do this, it's gonna bring you excitement, you go do it. And majority of the time I always listen to my heart. I don't always find myself attracting magic, because I've noticed that the more I expect something to happen, the less something magical will do can happen. It's about allowing things to flow effortlessly